Our next guest, a talented actor who stars in a new film entitled The Counselor, and it'll be in theaters on October 25th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Fassbender. Now, you have The Counselor, which is opening soon, and then you have another movie which will open when? When does 12 Years a Slave open?
I think it's the end of October.
End of October. So you have two really big, highly anticipated movies coming one right after the other. That's a wonderful position for an actor to be in, isn't it?
I know. Touch wood. I'm pretty lucky.
Tell us about 12 Years a Slave. Is that the title says it right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's it does.
Well, I'm not being funny, but that really is what we're talking about.
It does what it says on the tin. Yeah, it's basically Solomon Northup, his memoirs of being sort of captured as a free man.
Yes, and he was tricked into slavery. He was a free man living in the time of slavery in this country, and was somehow tricked into becoming a slave.
Well, yes, slavery in the South was still alive, but in the North he was in New York State and was basically tricked, kind of like Pinocchio. It's sort of like a Brothers Grimm horrible fairy tale, and spent 12 years in slavery and eventually found his freedom and wrote the memoirs, which are beautifully written. And I had no idea about him. Apparently, he was on the curriculum here at one point, but hopefully after this film it'll be reintroduced.
The film is being very well received, isn't it? I mean, you just came, was it a festival in Colorado? Was it a screening of the film in Colorado?
Yeah, we were at Telluride, which was amazing. It's the first time I'd been there. Managed to get some fly fishing in.
Mm-hmm. What does Telluride mean? Do you have any idea what the origin of that name is? I don't know.
I'm not sure. No, I suppose I should have asked, really.
No, we'll find out. Don't worry about it. So you had never been to Colorado before?
No, I haven't been.
It's a beautiful state, yeah.
Absolutely,
And you went fly fishing. Are you a fisherman?
I am, but I used to only fish with weights and worm. We grew up on a sand bottom lake in Fossa, near Killarney in Ireland. So I just fished with worm and weight. But
fishing is fishing.
Fishing is fishing, but fly fishing is a
It's a whole different. It's more of an art, really, fly fishing. And where did you fish? In a river there?
Yeah, there was a creek. We got a guide, and he took us up the creek, and we found various watering holes.
What did you catch?
Caught a couple of trout.
What kind?
On the third cast, I managed to.
On the third time? Yeah. Oh my goodness! Yeah. Now show me your casting with the fly rod.
Okay. Well, we were doing a few different techniques.
Yeah. Let me just see the one that you caught the fish with.
I believe it was like. Hang on, it's. He said something about same speed, back and forth, same even. Could you show me the correct way?
Well, what I'm picking up here is movement in the wrist.
Which is not good.
I don't think so.
It's supposed to be like elbow.
It's supposed to all with the arm.
Like darts.
And then you just stop there, and then the line unfurls. And when you see a guy who can do it, it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? How big was the fish?
About that big. we let him go again.
Yeah, we let him go. And called it a day, headed back to the cabin.
No, I caught another one.
Another one. Are we talking about brown trout or rainbow trout?
It was a specific trout to the region. It had a little bit of red coloration on it.
Mm-hmm. It could have been a rainbow trout.
It wasn't rainbow, because I asked him. I said, "Is this rainbow?"
Was it a cutthroat trout?
That's it, cutthroat.
Cutthroat trout. Yeah, those are rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even rarer now, I suppose. I think he swam away. He was sort of floating.
So you'll do more of that sort of thing. You enjoyed that, right?
I loved it, yeah. It was very relaxing. But then, the air was quite thin. It started hailing on us, and the hailstone started to get bigger, and they started to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And we started running, and I had this image from National Geographic. I'd read this article a few years ago, like these hailstones that were the size of tennis balls. Sure. Yeah. And I had sort of images of being sort of rained down to death.
In mountainous weather, as you know now, can change in like a matter of a half an hour. A beautiful day, and the next thing you know. But you got to get off the trail. That's what you have to do. That's the most important thing. When the weather changes, get off the trail.
Absolutely.
Because you're a sitting duck for lightning. Did you know that? Did anybody tell you that?
Well, no, the guide knew that. He was about 200 meters down the road.
Yeah, that's right. As long as somebody.
But I was out of breath because we're 7,000 feet up.
Was it a brook trout? Because the brook trout are quite colorful, especially in the fall.
Yes.
Could it have been a brook trout?
It could have been, I guess. Yeah. Who knows?
Tell me about the motorcycle trip you take with your buddies and the one you took with your father. I think this is a wonderful idea. Any kind of outing, really, with your father is a delightful thing. And was it fun, you and your dad together?
It was amazing, yeah.
Where did you guys go?
Well, we took 6 weeks. We went through a lot of Europe. We did Holland, Germany, Austria, Slovenia, Bosnia, Croatia, Montenegro, Italy, Sicily.
Oh God, how many miles were you guys doing?
5,000 altogether.
Really, 5,000-mile trip?
Yeah.
And what kind of bikes?
Well, I was on BMW, and my dad was on a Triumph Tiger. They're both touring bikes. Mm-hmm. But it was an amazing experience.
And you and your dad are both accomplished motorcycle riders?
Not really. We became a little bit more accomplished at the end of the trip. We actually both almost saw each other die on that trip, which was...
Really? Funny. No, that's in road mishaps?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was pretty close. He sort of, because you're driving a lot and you get tired, and I was like, turn around, we were coming out of this laneway, and I meant to say, make sure you look, left instead of right, because we drive on the left-hand side in Ireland, right-hand side in Italy.
On the continent, you're on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and so he looked right and came out in a Mercedes, just missed him. I mean,
oh my God.
Yeah, just literally by millimeters. Mm-hmm. But it was great. We had a great time, and thankfully we're both here to tell the tale.
Do it again. You're taking another trip. Where are you going to go this time?
We're going to go South America next, I think. So take about like 2 months for that.
Speaking of thin air, you should try to get up into the Andes on a motorcycle. That would be incredible, don't you think?
Yeah. Hopefully I wouldn't pass out. Yeah. It's. I would love to do it. I mean, there's so much to see down there. I was just in Argentina and Brazil there recently.
What were you doing in Argentina and Brazil?
Just holiday making.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good life.
It is.
But,
I know.
But I want to, I mean, if you were having trouble breathing at 7,000 feet,
yeah.
which is nothing. I mean,
really?
Come up to my office.
Okay. I know.
I mean, honestly, you might want to have a checkup. If 7,000 feet got your attention,
yeah,
and you're motorcycling through the Andes, or, good luck.
Maybe I should have an oxygen.
Let's take a look. This is The Counselor now, and we're going to take a look at a clip right here. It'll be in theaters October 25th. Do you know what we're going to see, Michael?
I believe it's a scene between Brad Pitt and myself in a bar discussing the ins and outs of a drug deal.
Okay. It's from The Counselor, and you can see it October 25th. Take a look. Michael Fassbender. Brad Pitt has let himself go, hasn't he?
I know.
You can see this gentleman in The Counselor. Opens October 25th. And then is it just later that month then? You see...
12 Years a Slave, I think a week later. Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you.
Real pleasure. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Michael Fassbender, ladies and gentlemen.